Good morning, Alan, and good morning to you. I'm Terry. Welcome to TARDIS Spider. Today, Who hats? The Doctor has worn many hats through the years. In fact, almost every one of the Doctors has donned a hat at some time. So let's find out which Doctors wore which hats and look at some of the other hats in the history of Doctor Who. And please don't forget, on November 19th, from 9 a.m. to 12, at the Foley Public Library, TARDIS Spider will help them celebrate Doctor Who Day. From an unearthly child through the power of the Doctor, there have been many hats in Doctor Who. Here are just a few. The first Doctor wore an Ascatran whenever he was in 1960s London. His disguise of regional officer of the provinces in 1789 Paris was completed by an elaborately plumed hat. He complemented his atmospheric density jacket on Vortis with a white coral, and he faced the Daleks in ancient Egypt while wearing a white Panama. He also wandered in the wild, wild west in a cowboy hat. The second Doctor developed a hat fixation within minutes of his regeneration, donning a stovepipe hat to face the Daleks on Vulcan and Professor Zaroff in Atlantis. He regularly stated that I would like a hat like that. In 18th century Scotland, he picked up a Jacobite bonnet and an English Army tricorner. Much later, he would wear a British Army officer's hat in the trenches of the First World War. The post-regeneration Third Doctor also tried on various headgear, dismissing a flat cap and briefly giving in for a trilby, though this didn't last long, and he would only use hats in the form of disguises, try as a milkman in Llanfairpwll. The Fourth Doctor would comically consider a Viking helmet, the King of Hearts crown, and a conical clown's hat, before finding his wide-brimmed fedora. He kept the fedora, or variations of it, throughout this incarnation, occasionally swapping it for a tam o' shanter in the Highlands, a deerstalker in Victorian London, or a bowler in Fang Rock. He broke into Harrison Chase's estate in his chauffeur's uniform, complete with a cap. He moved a hat stand into the TARDIS control room, only to hang coats and scarves from it. The Fifth Doctor was never without his cream Panama, which he would plonk onto his head whenever he left the TARDIS, usually moments before taking it off again, rolling it up and replacing it in his pocket. The Sixth Doctor never wore a hat, aside from a few seconds in a policeman's helmet. He did not believe hats were cool, though he considered the rest of his outfit to be the height of fashion. The Seventh Doctor would wear a smaller brimmed Panama hat, though he was seen a few times to be sporting a fedora, a bearskin, and a fez. The Eighth Doctor tried on a Stetson and rejected it while putting together his Wild Bill Hickok-style costume. As far as we know, the Ninth Doctor never wore a hat, though he might have worn a top hat at the launching of the Titanic. The 10th Doctor was another one who usually went hatless, though he was spotted with a straw hat on the Censosphere. The 11th Doctor, though, can't walk past a hat without picking it up and trying it on. He's worn a top hat on several occasions. He keeps going back to the fez. Fezes are cool. He adopted a pirate's hat on Captain Avery's ship and faced his death in a Stetson. The 12th Doctor wore a top hat in thin ice, and the 13th Doctor may have pulled her hoodie over her head. Now let's look at some of the other hats in Doctor Who. That's our look at hats in Doctor Who. So enjoy your journey through time and space, and please never, ever forget, a child cannot have a favorite book if they do not have one. Give a child a book today.